Okay, thank you everyone, and welcome officially to our session tonight. Like I said earlier, we're going to be discussing project kickoff meeting, how to kick off a project. If you have not handled a project before, you don't know where to start, a project starts with a kickoff meeting. And in a kickoff meeting, there's at least you must have some documents to kickstart a project, at least a project brief. If you have received a project brief, is enough to kickstart. If you have done other documentation, good and fine, but to kickstart a meeting, you need some of this documentation. You need to invite some stakeholders, you need to invite our team members to talk about the project, making sure that everybody understands what is about to start and what are you people are committing. So it's a formal discussion, making officially calling the project, declaring the project open. And that's what it's all about. But it's important that as a project manager, you do the right thing. So many of us who are just starting our career as project managers. So it's because if the first project you are starting as a project manager, you go there and embarrass yourself, it's not going to be good. So it's good to, have a good understanding of that. So in the lecture notes, we provided guide, sequence of activities to be looking out for when you want to kickstart a project. So let's have a look, and after then we can then ask our questions. Okay. So this project kickoff meeting, if number one, we try to understand the purpose and importance of a kickoff meeting, learn how to prepare and conduct an effective kickoff meeting, and identify key components and output of a kickoff meeting. This is very, very important to project managers. It's extremely important. This is one of the things they are going to be looking at to see how we are going to. This might be the first appearance before a wider stakeholders. If you are just joining an organization or starting a project for them, just like in business analysis, if you are trying to do requirement gathering, where you are going to invite stakeholders for workshop or for one-on-one interview, is very, very important to them and to you as a business analyst to know how to conduct a requirement gathering meeting. Just like this is very, very important for you as a project manager to understand how to organize this kickoff meeting. Okay, sorry about this. So what is a project kickoff meeting? Is a meeting. A project kickoff meeting is the formal start of a project where stakeholders, team members, and the project manager come together to establish a shared understanding of the project objective, scope, and plan. So that is the purpose, so that everybody will try to understand what are we here for. It's important that all the stakeholders involved, like the project sponsor and the team members available, should attend this project. It's an important meeting. The purpose is for the alignment, ensure all stakeholders understand the project goals, scope, and deliverables. Second, build enthusiasm and commitment among team members and stakeholders. And three, clarity, provide an opportunity to clarify roles, responsibilities, timeline, and expectation, and establish communication protocols and foster collaboration. Okay, that is the purpose. How do we start it? As a project manager, which all of you are now project managers, and you have now been charged to officially start your meeting, your kickoff meeting, which after this, you need to really start planning for a kickoff meeting. These are steps. Define the agenda, the objective of the meeting. Then project overview. When you talk about project overview, is the scope. What are we covering? That is, what is the boundaries, objective and deliverables, roles and responsibilities, key timeline and milestone, and communication plan. So before we can do this, we must have like some documents that will help us, give us insights of this project we're about to start. If you have a project charter, if you have prepared a project charter before now, you come with it. But if you don't have it, which I know so many project managers do not have project charter when they are starting a project, but you must have at least a project brief. And we already have a project brief, so we come with a project brief. So, and then work breakdown structure. If you can draft the work breakdown structure before the meeting, help to break things down for everybody to understand, it's going to be very good. And then RACI metrics. If you've done a RACI metrics, or if you have, it's a way to make sure that everybody understand their roles and responsibilities. If you don't have it, then you know that after the kickoff meeting, very important thing to do is to have a RACI metrics. Invite them for a RACI metrics so that people will understand their roles and responsibilities. And risk register or red log. If there's risk, you know, as you are starting a project, you're already into a risk. So there's what we call expected risk. You identify expected risk. If you look at project brief, you see that there's area we talk about expected risk. So it's good to, if you have a risk register where you've captured this expected risk, is you have to introduce it immediately. If you don't have it, then it's good thing to start. These are things you need to put in place or prepare as soon as possible to start putting them in place. So this document, at least you must have at least one or two or all of these documents when you are kickstarting a meeting. If you don't have any of these, at least a project brief, I don't see what you are coming, why you are calling them for a meeting for, because you don't know any, or you don't have anything to talk about. Then, once you have any of these documents or all of them, invite the right people, the project sponsor, project manager, and key other stakeholders and their team members. You know, when we talk about team members, talk about people like business analysts, depending on the kind of project you are working on, marketers, designers, you know your projects, so you know the people you are working with in your projects. So they must be present. And you set up logistics for the meeting. Venue or virtual meeting platform, presentation tool or collaborative software, distribute agenda and documents beforehand. So any document you have, more especially something like project brief, you can send them out to all the people you are inviting so that they will have to go through, have questions ready for you on the kickoff day. So they have something to talk about. They have kind of understanding of the kind of project nature or what is expected. So kickoff meeting is a time to ask questions. You know, those who do not understand some issues, some of the things surrounding the project, it's time to ask questions to get clarification. So that's why it's important to distribute some of this stuff beforehand. Looking like some of the components we can come up here, looking at this table. Number one is welcome and introduction, introduce attendees, highlight rules, and set collaborative tone. Overview, project overview, provide high-level summary of the project purpose, scope, objective, and expected outcome. Roles and responsibilities. Even if you don't have a RACI metrics, you should be able to know some roles involved at that moment. So we should talk about roles, introduce yourself as the project manager. Some people at that point might not know who the project sponsor is, introduce the project sponsor. Some people might not know who the marketer is. So just talk about other people. So, but if you have had things planned out in a more extensive way, like extensive RACI metrics, good, but I doubt if it's going to be ready because so many times you don't get ready before then. Then talk about timeline and milestones. Present the project schedule, major milestones, and key deadlines. Some of these are captured in the project brief. So it's opportunity to discuss them, talk about it, so that they can ask you questions if they don't understand any of all this. Risk discussion, share initial risk, assumption, and mitigation strategies. If there's any of these expected risk or you are already foreseeing it, you talk about it and how you plan to handle it. And some people can equally make contribution. Communication plan, discuss how the team will communicate. Meetings, tools, reporting, and frequency. Even if you've not done stakeholder analysis to decide how to, at least basic communication plan, so that people will understand you are using, for instance, using FreightCamp to tell them that you are using FreightCamp. This is the major way we'll be working. We'll be using Zoom or Team or Google Meet for our meeting. It's going to be virtual. We are going to be meeting at least twice every week. So that is communication plan. How do you going to, and the tools to use. Like in our own, we already have a WhatsApp group. How you guys are going to use. Some people use different order. Some people use Slack. Some people use Telegram. Some people use email. You people know what works for you people, and you talk about it. And like I said, it's going to be a discussion. It's going to be a forum for interaction. So we'll have question and answer session. Allow participants to ask questions and clarify doubts. And then outline immediate actions. Assign tasks and confirm follow-up meeting schedules. So with that, project have started, and yeah, so the best practice for successful kickoff meeting: keep it focused, stick to the agenda, and avoid unnecessary discussion. Is a formal, don't come there to joke, or because you find out at times we want to, and jokes, icebreakers will even become more than the people will be. Try to be professional. Is the first time you guys are meeting. You don't need to be so mean. You don't need to be, but you try to be as professional as you are. So encourage participation. Allow all stakeholders to share their insights and concern. Use visual aid, leverage presentation, charts, and other visual tools to enhance your understanding. Document everything. Record meeting minutes, action points, and decision made during the meetings. And set clear expectation. Ensure everyone leaves the meeting knowing their roles and the next step. At least knowing their role means that if you are the business analyst, you know that, yes, if you are the hire you as a, because they might hire you as a business analyst, and they find out that when you get there, they start using you as a tester, or they start using you as a quality assurance person, or they start using you as a product owner. So it's time you have to make sure that you understand your role at that first. So, and the issue of asymmetry will come for you to understand what you are going to be working on within that your role, which might be something you guys will work on later within the project. Then the output. At the end of the project kickoff meeting, every team member or the stakeholders will have a shared understanding. There will be an alignment on the project goal, scope, and timeline. Assign responsibilities, clear roles and accountability for team members. So at least everybody will know what they are, called their role. Even if they don't know the tasks they are going to be working on, they must know their roles. That I am the project manager here, okay, I'm the BA, I'm the marketer, I'm the this and that. Action plan. Immediate tasks and next. Once the project starts, it has started. And the next thing is that they are looking up to you to provide direction. So you must have plan for what next. What are we doing next? So immediate tasks and next step to move the project forward. And meeting minutes, a documented summary of the discussion and decisions. Take home. Every meeting, there must be a take home in that meeting. If you have, after having a meeting and there is no take home, everybody knows what they are the next, what they are going to do next. Action from that meeting, there is not a good meeting. So, for instance, if we're using something like Futraco, you see here if it's 10 a.m., by 10 a.m., we welcome an introduction, the project manager, and project overview, the project sponsor, project scope, objective and deliverable, business analyst, timeline, milestone and communication plan, project manager, risk and risk mitigation, risk manager, question and answer, or participant. Next step and closing remark, project manager. So you can see here that everybody now, before then, you must have said, okay, the project sponsor, please, in this project, you are going to give us the project overview. When I introduce the project, you give us the project overview. And you business analyst, please, once we have finished the project, sponsor finish with the project overview, please tell us about, you handle the scope, objective, and deliverables. Business analysts, they are more technical about requirements. So that doesn't mean that a project manager cannot do all those things. A project manager can handle everything from, but if you want to share with, good and fine. So, because very soon now, some people will start calling me, Charles, why are you saying that Mr. Business Analyst is going to do it? Does it mean he's no longer a project manager? So a project manager can run everything from A to Z. But if you want, you can share this with your, or tell them to talk more about this. You can, if your team have a risk manager, they can. If they don't have, project manager can equally talk about the risk and the mitigation strategy. So that is it. Because by now, like I said beforehand, every team member should have received a project brief before attending this meeting. So that's it. And yeah, so that's what is expected from you guys. So to go conduct a kickoff meeting for the Futraco expansion project, assign roles to participants like sponsors, project managers, business analysts, any discussion on scope, timeline, and risk and objective, communication, stakeholder engagement, and meeting facilitation. Here, this time to show these skills. So, a well-executed project kickoff meeting set the tone for the project's success. It ensures alignment, clarity, commitment from all stakeholders, creating a solid foundation for the project execution. So, reflection question. What challenges could arise during a kickoff meeting, and how would you address them as a project manager? So, okay. Yeah, I've done with my presentation, and you can bring your questions. We can then talk about it. So this is what is expected within this, and I believe we can do it. So okay, I'm going to capture questions now. I'll go Cynthia.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Shah.
Good evening.
I just have a little question to ask. The topic of today is well detailed. Well, you are going to be the project sponsor, right? Because for us to kickstart with this, we need to know what we are working on. I know we are working on food truck expansion, but I think we need a well detailed of what we are going in for.
Are you telling me, or are you asking me a question?
I'm asking, sir.
This is a workshop on how to conduct a project kickoff meeting. Is it you do not understand the workshop, how I stated how we are going to conduct a project kickoff meeting?
I understand it, sir.
So are you asking me the detail of what we are going into? Have we started the project?
I heard when you said that every team leader should by now should have a project brief. I heard when you say something like that. So that was why I'm asking the question. Because
if we don't have a project brief should be, do we have a project brief about food truck people? Are you seeing what people are doing?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
So why are you then asking me about that?
Yes, we do.
Madam,
okay, now I understand. Okay, we are using the one you taught us. I thought that one was just normal example, like we are using it to teach us. Okay. Thank you, sir. That's my question.
Okay. Jude Mbaibe. Okay, Jude has not coming up. Okay, Chiamaka Peters.
Okay.
Sorry, my voice was muted.
Good evening,
Okay.
sir.
Chiamaka, okay, let's, I've called Jude, but maybe let's give Jude the opportunity. So after Jude, you speak.
Okay, sir.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Jude.
My question is on, you made mention of assigning roles the kickoff meeting, letting everybody know what their roles, the roles they will play in the project. How do we do that? And do we have specific, what specific roles are we assigning now to the team members?
Of course, if you have a project brief, you have it has some roles within there. Like I said, it depends on the kind of projects you are delivering will determine. If you are purely on software development, you have roles. Is the project brief will determine the roles. If you have been working, if you have reviewed project brief, or if you have the working with the project sponsor, you should have understand so many rules. And in the kickoff meeting, you have to let people, make sure that people really understand their rules and clarity what they are into. So that's what I mean.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I don't really have a question about what we taught today, but like the last person before this person spoke was asking of this thing project brief. That was last Friday. I was asking because some of us are not around, or that day I was having a big network problem, but I've not found it on the platform to download and look at it and see what it contains. So how do we get that for those that were not around that day?
I think I've addressed this issue when we were starting. We told you guys that some of the things I was supposed to do, I didn't do it, and it's going to be sorted out. Did you hear that?
Okay, no, I didn't get that part. I'm sorry.
Okay. Every documentation will be, everything you need will be provided. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you.
Nwa Obakamsi. Kamsi.
Good evening, sir.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can
Hello?
hear you. We can hear you. Kamsi, we can hear
Okay,
you.
the question has been answered. Thank you.
Okay.
The question has been answered. Thank you.
I said you're welcome, Kamsi. All right. So it's time to get busy, and the last but not the least, we'll have to start onboarding. Why I've not done that before, I just wanted us to have team lead, so that it's going to immediately we start onboarding. For those who are not having onboarded or onboarding issue, or this, the team lead will start immediately looking at that. We'll have to start onboarding people in the freed camp going forward. So that is the next step in this our project, onboarding to the platform. Yeah, so I'm going to start working on that. And yeah, Eric, Mr. Eric Donko.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see I'm busy. I'm doing a project management. Sir, my question is, at the kickoff meeting, are you the one to record the minutes, or you can assign it to anyone present, or you're supposed to find someone, a secretary or someone, to come with you?
Well, it depends on how you want to capture the meeting. If you are using if it's a virtual meeting, just like what we are doing, I will suggest just you see the way I record my class, you put it on recording. You see the way I put transcript, you put it on transcript as well. With that, is recording, so that after the meeting, you can just run the video again and put some minutes notes down, you know. But if you are performing on live, on site kickoff meeting, maybe where you have to use a board presentation or things like that, which might not give you opportunity to start recording or opportunity to record it virtually, you can come with a secretary. A project manager is a big role. They pay you enough money. Although you can assign it to some other person within to do the recording for you. You can even get business analysts to take notes. You are the big man. We can decide that start assigning people some roles within the meeting. You can tell somebody to take take the minutes of the meeting while you are presenting. You have people there to work with, you know. But if you don't have anybody, you can come with but mainly this time we see we are doing it virtually, but you might get a job where you are not going to do it virtually. It's important to record the minutes of the meeting. Find somebody capable if you are going to be engaged that you can write. Find somebody capable that will help you to do that. People will be happy to do that when you ask them to do it because you are the project manager.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Magdalene, have we not spoken? Magdalene. Okay.
Oh. Okay, sir.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I've spoken with you. I just see a hand raising up.
Okay. To add to the answer you to what and having a script of their meeting. Hello?
I can hear you.
Oh. Okay. To also make it easy for him, if he cannot record, he can use Fireflies or Otter.io AI and then connect it to his calendar. That whenever they are having meetings, automatically the Fireflies can take record of every classes, and then the team script writer or whoever that they appoint as the script writer can take minutes by going back to the Fireflies or Otter AI and then report back probably before their next meeting or whichever way they program.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. So, guys, you guys can see that we'll have an AI specialist on meeting recording. So you can consult Magdalene for more insights on using AI for. Am I correct, Magdalene?
Yes, sir.
So I think when they are ready, you can give them more insights about that. And in the chat, I see someone, Mr. Chika Harrison, talking about racing metrics, saying that there is no accountability. If there is no accountability, of course, I've taught you that he has account. If you see it and it doesn't have accountability, you sign accountability to it. It's not a big deal. So, I think we are good. Yeah, after Chizoba Kalista, then we can close for tonight.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I have a question, but it's not actually from today's topic. I want to know the difference between a project, a program, and operation.
A program and operation.
Yes, and then project.
A project is event that has a time duration. Any activity or event that have time duration beginning to the end. So it's a temporal endeavor. A program is when we have more than one project. We have up to 2-3 projects, call it a program. Operations is an activity, ongoing activity within an organization or within like an organization. So yeah, that is operation. So that is it. Well, some of these things are something you can equally Google, dive into Google and find out. Some of these things are not big deal. You have to start bringing in here. So that's it. For a project, we did introduction to project management. We had a definition of project management, so you should know what is a project. And a program is more when you have more than one project. You have one up to 2 to 3 is called program. Are you clear with that?
Yes, sir. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So some of these things we have at Google. Just Google it and you get. But it's good if you are coming for clarification. If you're a bit confused. So any other, I think we're ending it for here for tonight. So the main important thing for us here now is to go and start our project. So we can start all this energy in our platform. We should go and put it in our project. And yeah. Yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow, guys, and we'll continue our lesson as usual. So while the project is running, we'll have to continue our training to finish up. And once we finish, we jump into we should be rounding up this project management so we can jump into business analysis. Yeah.
Hello.